This is my Sinnis Bomber experience. I had the bike for a year. It's bought out of a place called On the Wheel in Brighton. It is a Chinese bike, and unfortunately, leading into my first big issue that I encountered, it doesn't have a manual. Closest thing to a manual is actually on the side of the swing arm here, telling you the tyre pressures. The nice thing about this bike is the first thing you can do is tweak it to yourself. So I actually removed the fairing because I wasn't too into that initially, and I wanted to make it look a little bit leaner and meaner. Of course, the minute I removed the fairing, I realised I needed a bit of a fly screen just to make it easier to get through the winter. I then didn't like the seat cowl on the back, so I actually took all that off. It's a simple unbolt, but what I had to make is my own custom little mount bracket at the back, which you can see here. Made it out of aluminium, bolted it in. The wiring is actually long enough to go as far back as that, and I think it really cleared up the back end. Nicely, underneath the seat is actually the good seat hump, so you didn't have to worry about the way the seat then looked. The other reason for removing the seat cowl was actually because when I put my chain there, it was rubbing over time and starting to get the plastic come through, because it's just painted plastic. So with that removed, it looks much cleaner. As with all motorcyclists, I got a little bit of vain, so I put on a little tank stripe just to kind of clean up the look, and at the same time I removed the side Sinnis markings just to make things look a little bit cleaner and leaner and less Sinnis branded, because I got a little bit ashamed of the branding. I also started to find that I needed a bit more grip on the tank, so some knee pads I purchased from Amazon, and they did the job quite nicely. Also off of Amazon, I went looking for a new bit of luggage and a new seat because I wanted more of a flatter tracker style, and I found this little combination with a small seat, small side pouch which bolted on, and a flatter seat which you can see pairs up beautifully. It was a straight swap and replacement, which is exactly what I needed. As time went on, I wanted more of the cafe racer look, so I put the cowl back on, and I really started to enjoy the look now with the flatter seat and the cowl up front. Really felt nice, and all of this is straightforward, simple bolt-ons, and it was great. Overall, I put on 6,000 kilometers on this bike, and at a service every 2,000 km, that gets a little expensive at £150 per pop. So if you get this bike, do learn how to do the servicing yourself. If you're not doing the servicing yourself, you will end up spending a lot more money. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed my time on the bike. It was my first 125. I used it for an entire year till I managed to pass my test, and after which I sold the bike then for £1,300, which is a £700 loss, plus the actual cost of all my services, which worked out to be £200. For a Chinese bike, I think it's well worth the money. Do give it a go and let me know how you get on.